Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, classic class non-classics. This is episode number 2807, Doubleshot number 2701. So for this one, we're discussing Robin, To Kill a Bird, and Catwoman, issues 27, 25, 27 to 30, 37 to 50, and annuals 1, 3, and 4. Now, first up, we have To Kill a Bird. Let me show this cover here. Yeah, I am not a fan of this cover. It looks very kiddish. Yes. Now, we have a brand new artist on these issues. Still Bill Lewin and the writer. We have Damian Scott as the artist. I like his backgrounds, but some of his characters look so wonky. The faces look... It's not garbage, per se. Like Salvador Roca's faces over in Star Wars. It's just so wonky. So you have Tim here with his stepmother. I think it's stepmother. Yes. Yeah, his stepmother. Which, of course, he leaves her at this hospital. And, of course, the Penguin is going to be in this... Yeah. And also we have Batman here, out of mask, and it's like basically just Robin having fun. He's back being Robin. Of course, we get a brief recap of the previous 13 issues, well, past year, where Jack found out that Tim is Robin, he had to retire, Stephanie is Robin, Stephanie back being spoiler, and, well, now Tim is basically back. Yep, he is back being Robin again. First time, well, full time anyways, he didn't have much of a choice when he had to go put the costume back on. In War Games, he told his dad he had to do it because it was necessary. He's like, I know what you're going to say, but this was necessary to do. Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention this book covered issues 134 and 139 of Robin Volume 4. It basically Tim back in school. We do get a debut of one new character in these issues. Mostly put, it's like, oh, we had this will that, okay, so Tim and, of course, his stepmother get some money. But the guardianship, of course, Bruce thinks he was going to adopt Tim because his father and, of course, his stepmother is no condition to raise him. We do have debut of one character here in the Rising Sun Archer. Yeah. When I first saw her in this book, I thought she was like... I thought it was Katana. Nope, it's a completely different character. It's just that... It's not because she's Asian, because the outfit looks so similar to Katana. That's why I thought that it was Katana. And here's a sad thing. She's only in these issues. Plus, she pops up in one other issue after this. And that was it for her. So yeah, we reveal, oh, we have this uncle nobody knows about. And so yeah, Tim is basically in Bloodhaven. He's not in Gotham right now. He's in Bloodhaven. So Bruce planning to adopt Tim in these issues. So... And then, like, 135 is the final appearance of Diana Winters, who is Tim's stepmother. Yeah. Say bye-bye to Tim's stepmom. Never seen the book ever again. Never mentioned. It's like, right after this issue, she's never seen her forever again. Don't honestly know why. Like, Bill Willingham just basically drops her off and she's never mentioned ever again. Is she dead? No. Because what happened with Tim's father, she's in no... she can't take care of Tim. We also first appearance 135 of the Dark Rider. So basically, there is this uncle of Tim's. Oh, by the way, Dark Rider himself. He's just around for a few issues. He's only around for these 3 issues in particular, for 135, 137, and that's it for him. Mm-hmm. Yes, they also mentioned his uncle Eddie Drake. Yes, Eddie Drake. And yeah, this is not really Tim's uncle. It's a fake. Yeah, he basically is here for a few issues to discover very quickly that this actually is just an actor. Uh, yeah, basically, Bruce does admit that Tim's really brilliant with this plan, but yeah, we get a death in issue 137. Henry Acquista. Yeah, and we also get a resurrection. Yes, there was a character who was a classmate of Tim's who debuted prior to War Games. She got killed off in War Games, and then she gets brought back into issue as Warlock's daughter. Yep. And yeah, so basically, in the past short period of time, Tim has lost some classmates. He lost his father. He lost his girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah, and this new character pops up in this book. Yeah, Penguin's also here too, but we do get a resurrection here. I think it might be 136, I think it is. I'm going to show her off here because she actually gets revived because of magic. Yeah, Warlock's daughter she becomes. Mm-hmm. Her name is Darla. Her father gets killed off in issue 137. The indirect consequence of War Games was that Black Mask became the crime lord of Gotham City. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and his daughter gets resurrected instead of being killed off, but yeah. Also, Johnny Warlock is still in these issues. Yeah, Bill Willingham created this guy, and he's like, he doesn't do a lot of anything in these issues. Not really. Yeah. After issue 137, he's around for like just a couple more appearances, and that's really it for the character. Yeah, and here she is, Warlock's daughter. Yeah, I think she was. I think she. I think she briefly tried to date Tim, but it didn't go anywhere. Not really. We also get first friends with kind of veterinarian. Yeah, and he's actually really a recurring character. Like he appears as a recurring character in this very book. Throughout the remainder of Bill Willingham's run, there's a couple issues of Just Like America. Why did you hear in that book? Bill Willingham wrote it. Yeah, he was read the book, so basically he brought him back for these couple issues. Even a couple issues of Action Comics. No, I don't think Bill Willingham wrote those issues, but we also get the first appearance of Issa Von Hammer, who is the great granddaughter of Enemy Ace, Johnny Cloud, who is the great nephew of one of the losers. And Tommy Tinker. Yeah. Of course, to the Penguin, and by 139, of course, well, we get the first appearance of a character named Junkyard Dog. It is a weird creature who's... By the way, Scott McDaniel takes over the artwork of these issues. Yeah, he becomes a more prominent character in JSA, but Damian Scott himself leaves the book after, like, a very short period of time. Yeah, 138 was his last issue he worked on. He was the original artist for Batgirl for the first 37 issues. For Robin, it was a very short run. He did 126, 120. He came back for these issues. And that was it for him. He did come back for like an 8-page special. And you have Scott McDaniel, who I like this guy's artwork better. It's like, okay, so for post-War Games, first we have the original artist of Batgirl. And then we bring in the original artist for Chuck Dixon's Nightwing. Okay. I like Scott McDaniel better than Damian Scott. Damian Scott has this thing where costume's a little bit too loose, where it's kind of moving around. That's kind of how it is, but it's not terrible artwork per se. No. But yeah. So... it's like, oh, let's become like a veteran, like a war book per se for this one. I'm going to give these issues roughly a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Catwoman. Now, first we're starting with issue 25. Now, why 25? Because, well, I've already reviewed the first 24 issues already thanks to Catwoman by Jim Ballant, which collected the first 24 issues in the first annual, which we'll discuss the annual later. So, some of these issues is mostly discussing in between content. Stuff that was not collected in trade. I think one of the stories maybe collected in trade. First up, we have Chuck Dixon on these issues. More Chuck Dixon awesomeness here. So it's like, oh, we get one book done by Chuck Dixon. Well, one book previously by Chuck Dixon, one book that I kind of start here. So, yeah, 26. I thought I didn't read that. Turns out I did because that was what we're crossing with Shadow the Bat. Mostly probably have Jim Ballant on the arc here per se. It's mostly about a team story of Catwoman and Tim Drake Robin to just deal with some stuff here. It's a interesting issue. Nothing really terrible here per se with this one. Yeah, and of course as a reward for helping her out, basically she gives him a smooch on the cheek. Yep. And that's the opening story. The next one is Endangered Species, which I think this one is set during, like, year 1. Because Catwoman's wearing a gray costume here. Okay, it takes place during year 1. Yep. Yeah, I do like the story here, per se. Moving on to issue number 27. Where this is a Underwood tie-in issue. Yep. And it's mostly played as Gorilla Grodd, guest starring Catwoman. And we see Catwoman with a gun, shooting some stuff. And of course, see her, and of course, she takes on a talking monkey. Like, that's interesting. So, Green Arrow takes on a leopard man, and she takes on a monkey. It's time for one issue, and then, well... then of her next issue, she's trying to rob some old guy of an egg. Yes, an egg. And meets up with this guy with the red mask, who reminds me of all people, Clayton Cash Grifter. Yep. But it's not Grifter. Nope. Agent's mask looks very similar to his, but it's not Grifter. Oh no. This guy is Sly Fox. Yeah. He's not around very long in this book. He's only around here for these 3 issues, and he pops in Batgirl, some issues with Robin and Nightwing, and that's it for him. Yeah, it's a quick little mini arc with this thing. With this particular gang, of course, Catwoman has a group of thieves trying to rob the Penguin. I actually kind of like this stuff here. I thought it was really fun. Moving on to issue number 36. It's going to be 37. Which I think is Chuck Dixon's last issue he wrote for the book. I think so, because I think I'm probably Doug took over issue number 38. We get the first appearance of a guy named Panthera, who's only around for a very short period. She's usually, after this, appears an issue of Batman and Wildcat, an issue of Robin, and that was it for her. Yeah, it's basically a Catwoman versus a cat thing. And then we have Catwoman Year 2, which is set after Year 1. This is the first issue by Doug Moak. And the whole, it's a 3-parter set during Year 2. It's more like a follow-up to the first miniseries. That's kind of what this arc is. I actually kind of enjoyed this one. Moving on to issue 41, which is a standalone issue. We get the first appearance of a guy named Marlon McShane, who's around for a certain period of time. He's basically a recurring character. Now, 41 is mostly a standalone issue, but 42 becomes basically a story called the She-Cat arc, which is a 3-part story with the first appearance of Cyber Cat and She-Cat. Yeah, Cyber Cat. It was like, why is the cat design? And she's around for this story arc, per se, and she comes back in issue 50, where she was destroyed, and then she pops up again in issue, a couple issues of Catwoman. Wonder Woman, excuse me. We also see a debut of She-Cat, which is kind of like an evil Catwoman. And she made a debut back in issue 0. Yes, issue 0. And then Doug brought her back for this issue. Yeah, she's back here for a very short period of time. For basically up until issue 50. She's up to issue 50, 47. Yeah, the She-Cats arc, they get wrapped up by issue 44. And we have 45 being a standalone issue called 9 Deaths to Cat. Excuse me. 46 deals with Two-Face for a couple issues. Yep, it's a 2-part story involving Two-Face. And then we have 48, like, ooh, we have spiders. Yes. The Society for Political Instability and Divert Economic Resource. Yeah, this is the debut of the organization Spider. And they're only around for a couple issues. They get disbanded by issue 49. And finally we have issue 50. Which, love the cover here. It's nice the fact, and of course, basically we get one more appearance of Cyber Cat. I believe this was Cyber Cat's last appearance in the title. And this was the issue where her armor gets destroyed. But really good issue. Fantastic. But before I end this video here, I had to talk about the annuals. Which for some reason, the Jim Valiant books only collected. Now, the Count by Jim Valiant only collected just in number 2. It didn't collect annuals 2, 1, 3, and 4. Why? He didn't write them. And the first annual is by Christopher Priest. It's basically like a cave. It's a feline Catwoman, who apparently is part of the Last Man era. And this is actually not Snake Cat. It's actually Talia al Ghul who becomes Catwoman in this alternate timeline. And number 3 is a weird one, where it's like, the Joker is a freaking cop. He's a police commissioner. Yes, the Joker. It's an odd annual. It's not like Joe Wells and Mikhail Dugouts. It's a bizarre annual. Oh my gosh. And number 4 is like the only annual, aside from number 2, That said, and by the way, the cover thing is like Tales of the Unexpected. And this annual is written by Devin Grayson. This I find it weird that none of these annuals are written by the regular writer. Nope. And the artist, the main artist of the book contention, only did one annual. 2. The Pulp Hero annual is basically about science. It's about basically magic. It's Catwoman versus the Grieving Undead, which is basically a mummy. Which, okay, interesting, because it's supernatural. Of course, basically have a mummy. Oh yeah, by the way, with this, I've reviewed a lot of these annuals so far. I reviewed all of the one for Action, Avengers Superman, Azrael, Batman, Batman Legends Dark Knight, Shadow the Bat. So here's what's left. Aquaman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Hitman, Impulse, JLA, Supergirl, the Teen Titans, and Wonder Woman. Basically very few, but yeah, I love Pulp Heroes annuals. I think they're awesome. But what do I think of these issues as a whole? I give the Chuck Dix issues basically 25, 27 to 30, and 37. I give those a 9 out of 10. The Doug Moore issues I'm going to give also 9 out of 10 as well. Might as well talk about the final thoughts of Chuck Dixon's run for the book. Really interesting. It took over issue 13 and did do issue 37. Not as long as Mary Jo Duffy. Mary Jo Duffy was the original writer of this book, and she left at issue 12. And Chuck took over issue 13 and left for issue 37. So like another book by Chuck Dixon got done. Awesome. Now more Doug Moore stuff, which fine. I have no problem with that at all. And Doug was in the book for a long time. He would leave with issue 77 with Jim Valent. And we have, I think even John Osborne wrote this book later on, but we have more writers basically to come for this book. But this book was really good. So yeah, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share notifications, and do not hit the like button. Well, that's it for video today, so stay tuned for tomorrow. Maybe get to Comic Corner or 2. Maybe we got an anime review. Probably not a regular one, but we'll find out tomorrow. Okay, next view. Bye.